Hello, I'm Oral, and welcome to Oral Gibbs Live. I have a very, very interesting guest. Every year this person is with me. It's an honor to have Miss Maria Chemont. How you doing, Miss Chemont?
Good day, or good morning, Mr. Oral. It's a pleasure to be with you, and good morning to the listening audiences out there.
Well, we're all over, so
We are all over.
on demand.
So we are the man of the hour.
On demand, so people can watch and listen to you at any time of the day or the night.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good to have you. So how things going with you? You're looking great, man.
Thank you. Things are going good. Alive and kicking and doing what I have to do when it comes to community service.
You enjoying retirement?
I definitely am busy enjoying it all the time. That's 9 years now. 9 years since I'm on pension. So 9 years of enjoying what I do best, and that is serving and caring and looking out for myself as well as others.
And you're still doing that?
Still doing that.
It's amazing, So I would say you're like semi-retired right now because you're still working, right?
I'm not working. I'm actually volunteering.
Yeah.
So I do mentoring with the Heart United Holistic Care Foundation.
What's that?
It is the group, the foundation that actually caters to the elderly.
Okay.
And that is Donna Wilson Morrison is the director there, and the president is Roseanne Ajide. And what we basically do is visit the shut-ins, the seniors, or we have also projects where we entertain the seniors. We also have times of the year where we deliver basic care needs and baskets of food to the elderly that are on our list.
Yeah.
And we also have the hospitality skills course going on, Second Chance, also the literacy program for the younger adults. And during the course, I actually functions as the mentor for the group of the hospitality course students. Now, during that mentoring program, it's about, personal growth. It's about personal hygiene and all of that one needs in life to, to stand out there. You must grow. We want to grow in every area of our lives. And with that, given the opportunity to grow, you becomes a better person because you start to look within yourself. You start to improve and wanting to improve to really excel further. Why we say second chance is because many of our young adults have dropped out of school. They're working here or may not be working also. So then you are giving a second chance to really do something about yourself in terms of improving your personal growth, working towards becoming someone, but working to becoming a better person to serve in your community, to serve. But when we talk about serve, you need to serve yourself first.
Right.
And to do that, you have to know who you are, and you have to have that willingness and that eagerness to want to bring about a change, a positive change in your life that you can continue to excel as to who you should be. Because sometimes we tend to, not knowing what we want and who we are. But when you start to learn and you are helped, you are mentored into first knowing who you are. What do I really want for me? Who am I? Because a lot of people fall into the cracks because they don't know who they are. They can never find their way, and there was no one to help them or to coach them into knowing who you are to become somebody who God has created you to be.
So there's association. What's the name again of the association?
The Heart United Holistic Care Foundation, caring for the elderly.
Oh, okay, good.
That's what we do.
Is it relatively new? I've never heard that.
No, it's December the 13th. We will be celebrating our 3rd anniversary.
Oh, okay. You also, with that foundation, the ambulance still?
No, I am with the Windward Islands Emergency Medical Services. So I still do my trainings, but what have happened lately, you see, when we reach a certain age, we need to allow the younger generation to also do. Because we cannot be upfront all the time at this
Right.
age doing. Give them a chance and see what they are going to do. Allow them, because the younger generation have a thing. Yeah, in certain organization, the person old and they need to pull aside. This person. Yeah, give the young people. But when you pull aside completely and you give it over to them, what do? They mash it up. They mash it up. So I pull aside for now, and I'm allowing them to grow. As I mentioned, personal growth. I did my share for the past 30 years. I think it's time for others to pick up the mantle and really do something.
Well,
Now, if I see it's going to get mashed up,
jump
and I
in.
have to jump in to hold it up, because that is sometimes we find ourselves, because when you have the love, because a lot of people are involved in things, but they really don't have the love. I find when you are involved in certain things that is non-profit, you are doing so, and you should be doing so because you love what you do.
Right.
Because there is no financial profit in
Right.
the organization. But we need to have certain organizations to enhance the knowledge of our country, our people, and also to be there in case of an emergency when it comes to the Windward Islands Emergency Medical Services, a hurricane, a big accident, you never know. But then you have the knowledge to save a life in that sense. So I enjoy everything in life that I do, because life is about enjoying. If you don't like something, do not get involved. Not to look for a name or the fame, but it must be something that you love from your heart, that you're willing to sacrifice for. Time, energy.
Sometimes people don't know, but when they get involved, and they say, "Oh wow, I like this."
Also, so you give it a try. If you think it's not for you, then you just exit. Make space for someone else.
Do you think that people on St. Martin do sufficient time in volunteering their time to organizations?
I can't directly say, but I believe that they can do more. They can do more when it comes to volunteer work, Sometimes people tell you, yeah, but what in it for me? When you introduce them to certain volunteer organizations, what's in it for me? If there's nothing in there for me, they're not going. So I will say people can do more when it comes to volunteer work on St. Martin. Give more, because you're receiving all the time. You can also give back to the community.
It's also relatively new to St. Martin. I remember when I was a young guy and I went to America, I was surprised I had students with me in the same university that were volunteer firemen, volunteer ambulance, volunteer, you name it. At that time, we didn't have nothing like that in St. Martin. Only in the last, 2 decades, 2 or 3 decades?
Because the Red Cross has been in existence since 1977, and I was part of the Red Cross from its beginning, the very beginning. And I spent 16 years with the Red Cross volunteering. Now, for the past, I would believe, 20 plus years, the Red Cross has become they're paying people to do on the board to do certain things. People are being paid. But I remember the day of Mr. Frank LaVace and myself and Therese Gomes.
He was very dedicated.
Very dedicated man. He never even get recognized.
Wow.
No, he dead and gone. Never was recognized.
He had a passion.
And he
real
had a passion for volunteerism when it comes to Red Cross. This man was up front, walking with his bag. Every parade, every football, baseball game, he was there. He came from Aruba, and that man served the community of St. Martin.
Oh, yeah.
And regretfully, never was mentioned, never anything, and that I find was not really the way to go. But again, you must have people on your side that will push forward for you to be recognized, at least to give you a person a certificate and say, thank you, we appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
You know? And he was really, that Red Cross at that time in 1977 was the very first volunteer organization that we had
In
on
St.
the
Martin?
island
Yeah.
in St. Martin at that time.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And look at it today now, huh? Big
And
business.
it's big business. I am seeing them driving up and down, pickup truck, all kind of things. I don't know what they're doing, but what I find sometimes is that people, you have to have the love, and it's not
Yeah.
about what in it for me.
Well, I guess it has changed, because a lot of people I speak with, they say, "But this person is getting paid, that person is
Yes.
getting paid, so why should I go in and join that organization, volunteer my time, and I'm not getting paid?" And sometimes, I think, sometimes they're right. It's sad to say, sometimes they're right when you look at the certain types of organizations in St. Martin that masquerade under the context that, oh, everybody could come in and do some volunteer work, and they have their core little group who are benefiting financially, and people see that.
And that didn't happen. It doesn't happen here that much that I know. But I know in bigger countries, for instance, when you hear that the Red Cross, for instance, is going to Haiti, this has happened. And then there were the big, if you would to see the list of the salaries internationally that these people are making yearly, it's frightening.
Yeah.
And then
It's a big business.
It's a big business, and half of the aid that is supposed to go to the poor people ain't reaching nowhere. They have discovered that. I mean, they
true.
arrested someone back in Europe for this whole thing, and it was pertaining to the aid that was sent to Haiti during the earthquake. Can you imagine you stealing money from people who really need it? That's a curse.
They're saying that for every dollar that's given for aid, only 1 cent gets to
the victims, So we have to really do things with the love and the love for what you do, and not for what's in it for me.
Could you imagine if we had 100 like you? Boy, that'd be amazing. Huh?
Yeah, there are others that are thinking like me out there, but sometimes people are afraid to really say,
Yes,
to
true.
come public
You know
because
why?
they feel to become and that they will be victimized.
Come a target.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's amazing why I'm glad you mentioned that, because the other day I met someone. I'm not going to say gentleman or lady, and I said to this person, you did an amazing job. I think people should acknowledge the work that you did. You know what that person said to me? Careful, Oral. I don't want any problems.
I can imagine.
I don't want any problems. So thank you, but let's leave it like that.
Yeah, people become scared.
Only
And I
Samaritan?
find that it shouldn't be that way. I believe that we have a certain freedom, and one of is freedom of speech, a freedom to express oneself. Because when you have a situation where you're keeping everything internally, what does it do? It becomes stress. What does stress do? It makes you ill.
Yeah.
You get sick, you break down, and you can't even function anymore. So to avoid all of that, a person prefer to stay quiet and out of the limelight. Just stay in the background doing things. There are many people that works in the background, that volunteers in the background, for instance. They do a lot of things, but they don't want to be upfront. They said, I am not frontish. That's the word they use. I'm not frontish.
Yeah.
But others, they go out there and do. I am one of them. I speak out. Because I decide, well, this is my island, and if something is wrong, it's wrong. I call it what it is. And I am not afraid, because I told them, hey, nobody can't really do me anything. I have a mouth, and I am free to speak, and speak my thoughts, and not to just blah, blah, blah. No. I believe that when you are speaking up and speaking out, it should be something constructive, something that what others can think about, give it thought, and probably it will help them to change their personal mindset when hearing what you are explaining.
Yeah.
Or what I'm explaining.
Exactly.
And because we are here to guide each other. We are not perfect. No one is. But what we can do is really pass on our knowledge, pass on our experiences of life that would help other individuals to hear, to listen good, to learn, and to be able to change or enhance their situation, their thought, frame of thought, and help them to really improve in their community in whichever function, be it in the church, be it at school, be it at entertainment. But as we can communicate with each other with an understanding that it's not just about me saying what I'm saying, but to know that what I'm expressing is beneficial to people or somebody in the community that will take it up and say, hey, that makes sense. I can use that to improve, especially amongst the youths. Because we focus, like for instance, the Hearts United, we are focusing on both now, which is the seniors as well as the youth. Because what we are busy doing, we are bridging the gap between the older generation as well as the younger generation.
That's a wide gap.
We are bringing them together. We have to try to bring it together. How do we do that at this time? We use the students from the NIPA school, for instance, and now even the students from the hospitality course, because people need to know how to address our seniors. The same as our seniors.
They need to know?
We expect. Yeah, they need to know.
Why you say that they need?
For instance, if you are a server, we know we cater to tourists, and a lot of the American tourists are seniors. How do you cater? What do you expect? Because sometimes seniors, they don't have the same frame of thought as a younger person, and you're serving them. So you need to know how to act, how to approach, and how to treat your seniors. So it is an opportunity to bridge that gap. So you will enhance your service towards a senior. We have a lot of seniors here on St. Martin that goes out to eat. They do that. And you have a young server. That server need to know how to approach, how to treat, and what to expect.
The reason why I say that is, I started off very young in hospitality. I was 15 years old when I went to work at Mother Bay, and by the time I was 17, I was a captain. It was very fast. And in those days, in the 70s, the majority of the people sitting at the table in the restaurant where I work, which was a gourmet restaurant, were mostly senior people.
You see?
Today, that's just the opposite. We have many more young people than seniors. And it never went through my mind that I had to treat someone differently because it was senior or a young adult. Everyone got good service, basically, across the board. And when you mentioned about bridging the gap between seniors and young people, I said it's wide. And the reason why I said that is because I see how young people treat elderly people in Somalia, and it's not nice.
There we go. So that's the reason why. And again, that's why in the course we have mentorship. It's because our young people also, sometimes the youth, they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. And there's a lot of frustrations, for instance, going on in the homes. And most of the time, the servers are children, people that dropped out of school. They don't have the necessary skills. So they get it on the job trainings.
Right.
But again, sometimes you'd wonder why the person would be a little rude. As a senior, I probably would observe more than a younger person would observe. And the attitudes. And then you wonder why. But in this mentorship that I'm doing, I come to recognize when you allow them to speak and vent their thoughts, a lot is coming out based on their family life, their upbringing. The basic of that is what caused them to perform even in the service the way that they do, because they are frustrated. There's a lot of things going on in the home setting. Domestic violence, as an example. Right. It could be a molestation as an example that they have not they was not given the chance to speak about or to seek counseling. So a lot of things came out. So this is where then you start to work as a mentor on their personal growth.
Just hold that thought for me, Ms. Chemont. This is Oral Gibbs Live. My guest is Miss Maria Chemont. We're here speaking with her on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube. And we always appreciate having Miss Chemont here in the program for many, many years now, and it's always a pleasure having her in the program. So I want to continue.
Yes, so we have to work as a mentor on their personal growth. Who are you? What do you want out of life? You know, where do we begin with you? You have to find yourself, know your self-worth. When one knows one's self-worth, you are able to treat people differently.
What answer you get when you ask them what they want out of life?
Sometimes some would say they don't know.
Really?
They don't know.
Because most young people now tell me they want to be rich, they want a lot of money.
But thank God none of them actually said that, you know, but it was like they were confused. They don't know exactly what they really want, you know, so they are searching. And the classes, the second chance classes, is an opportunity. And one of the things I must say, when you look at the classes, is just maybe one or two are from St. Martin that sits in the class.
Yeah.
We have students from other islands that have migrated to St. Martin, and they are looking for something valuable in their life.
This is at NIPA, you mentioned?
And not at NIPA, at the Hearts United Holistic Care Foundation, the hospitality course, and the literacy classes that we are giving. And they are all free. It's free of charge because it is sponsored by the R4C and St. Martin Development Fund and some other one again. Can't remember the name now. But it's funded. So the classes are free. The funding pays the teachers and the instructors of these classes. So why not grab the opportunity and enjoy free education? A free enhancement of your life.
Could it be that they don't even know about it?
Yes, it's out there. We do the Facebook. It's on Facebook. Our Heart United Holistic Care Foundation is on Facebook.
I mean,
everything.
Not everybody is on Facebook. One of the things we gotta be very careful with. We think that all young people are into social media. The other day, I went to a company. I'm not gonna call the name. And I said to the person, do you know X, Y? The person was like, what are you talking about? And I said, realize, hey, you know, we have this misconception that if you're young, automatically you're supposed to know whatever's going on social media. And that is not true.
That have to a certain degree. But sometimes people choose what they want to look at too.
But you can't look at everything.
You cannot look at everything.
That's why at the same time is what I'm trying to get at here with you is that don't make the mistake that because it's on Facebook, they know. It's not necessarily true. And then that's what I'm trying to make to
get
you. And even the government think the same way too. The government think, no, it's not necessarily true.
And making a lot of sense also because, again, for instance, the literacy program. The literacy program is for people that really can't read and write. So if you cannot read and write, even if the app passes in front of you, you don't know what it is. So therefore, you need a voice out there, and that's why we basically does radio programs and announce these things. The organization director, Miss Donna Morrison Wilson, she does that.
Who's that?
Donna Morrison Wilson.
Okay.
And she does that. So she goes to the different radio stations a certain time of the year and would announce that we have this program coming up and that program coming up, because we are aware that they are not everybody, as you mentioned, goes on Facebook and the social media thing. So we need to put it out there, you know, in the airwaves, other like radio, etc., and let it be known that this is what the opportunity you have to really upgrade yourself.
The reason why I said that too is because this show is on YouTube, is on Facebook. We have thousands of followers on Facebook. YouTube is increasing. But still, people tell me, they enjoy listening to the program when it's on Hot 99.9 FM radio. They're driving, they're relaxing, and they're
Wonderful.
listening. So what it tells you is that
The listening audience.
although they watch it on television, they're in the car and now they're listening to it on the radio. Those things happen. So that's why I said
Yes.
with Facebook is there, but you'll be surprised the other mediums how important they play a role in everything.
Exactly. So I encourage our people in this community that if you can't read and write, you listen out for the programs, the literacy course and training.
Yeah.
And the other programs that are coming up in the future that can enhance your life. Because again, it's about your personal growth, growing as a person. What do I want in my life? What do I want out of my life?
Yeah.
But I have to put in something. You have to put in time, energy, and all of that. Sacrifices must be made because nothing, even though these courses are free, nothing else is free, meaning you have to make certain sacrifices of getting out of your bed, not laying down on a couch anymore, but making an effort to come to a class, sit down for 2 hours, twice a week, or sometimes 3 times a week, to get that enhancement that will help you to grow as a person and become someone in the community, not only for others, but for yourself as a person.
I was surprised that you said that no one said that they want to be rich. Almost all the young people that I know, that's priority number one. And I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be this and that. And it's like when I was growing up, man, we never thought about that.
We never thought of getting rich. And up to today, I don't think about getting rich. What I think on is my health. I start to look at my age and I'm like, how many years do I have more to go in life? And during that time, what can I do? Not only for others, like I say, but for me. What Maria can do for herself. I worked hard, I'm a pensioner, I'm serving as a volunteer, but what am I doing for myself? Because oftentimes you have people that are out there, in all honesty, doing for others, but not doing anything for themselves.
Yeah.
They're not loving themselves.
Yeah.
So we have to learn to really love myself. I have to learn to love me. You have to learn to love yourself more than what I am giving out. Because if I don't love myself, I will fall backward. I'm not taking care of myself. You get sick. And you cannot really help anyone else.
So it's important.
It is very important. So it is very important that we take care of ourselves before we can take care of someone else.
And that's important, very important.
Very, very important. So I do not encourage people to just be out there doing for others and nothing for you.
Right.
Take a break and give yourself some me time.
That's very
Because
important.
that is very important. Some me time. Learn to relax. Right. Learn to distress yourself. Take a break. Even you can go to the beach. You don't have to go in the sea, but you can be under a tree. Spread your towel. Just lay down. Just look at the sky. Just look at the sea. Just listen to the waves. Just take some deep breaths. Talk. Express yourself in nature.
People don't do that anymore.
They don't make the time to do it. But I used to go down to Orient Bay, for instance. I drive from all the way Retreat Estate and I go to Orient Bay just to be quiet. Just to sit down or lay down under the tree. When they had them, they not any trees there anymore. And relax. Talk to the waves.
Didn't say you're going crazy.
People but again, right now I'm dealing with I have some
that's just
going through.
I just said that as a joke.
No, but it is serious. And they need, and what my advice is, go to the beach. You don't need to go in the sea.
Yeah.
But just go there, walk the beach. Free up your mind, watch the waves, listen to the waves, look at the skies. You don't have to be crazy to do.
You know why I say that, Ms. Chemont? I remember when there was a young guy, I used to love to sit at the beach and watch the waves come in. And when I was working at Mother Bay, when the other guys were walking around, I'll be sitting on the beach in the afternoon before we go into walk in the restaurant, watching the sunset go down.
There you go.
And they're like, boy, what's wrong with it? So people think differently when they see that we're not into nature. So when we see one of us into nature, we find it very abnormal. That's why I mentioned that.
Sometimes with what's going on, people under all this stress and depression, they really need to go to the beach. They just need to go to the beach and they just need to watch the waves, listen to the waves, look at the sea, you know what I'm saying, and refresh. When you leave from there, you actually feel revitalized.
Hold that thought there because I got to go to a break. In case you've just joined us, this is Oral Gibbs Live. My guest is Miss Maria Chemont. She's always here with us on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube. Be right back. Please stay with us.
Hey, don't guess about your insurance. Be sure that you're covered. Like with your car. Like your home. Be sure to be covered in case of a fire, flood, hurricane, or some other natural disaster. And travel insurance. Because you never know what could happen when you're on vacation. You could lose your passport, your luggage, or have an accident. So be sure that you're covered.
Insure yourself fast and easy with Be Sure from the Windward Islands Bank Limited. Visit your preferred WIB branch, WIB Insurance Services, or BeSureStMartin.com. Get your Be Sure insurance at the Windward Islands Bank, your partners in progress.
For real? Somebody came in here and steal my curtains? Well, it's a good thing I'm insured with Be Sure, because even the contents of my apartment are covered. Don't play guessing games with your insurance. Be sure.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
My guest on Oral Gibbs Live is Maria Chemont, and it's always a pleasure having her here with us on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube on Oral Gibbs Live. And you know, so you're doing so many things. As Abraham Maslow would say, you are one of the self-actualized persons.
Yes, it's about keeping busy. Because I believe that when one is sitting and there's nothing really to do, one can become very depressed. What's next? Just looking at four walls. I am not a person to really sit in a house and look at four walls. I'm an action person. I have always been an action person from a child. Because when I was to talk my story on growing up, I never lay down and did nothing. We had to do. No matter what it was, there was always something to do.
Right.
Go walk to the shop and back. And like I said, I walked from where GB in the back is there to Simpson Bay. I walked to go to the shop. I walked from there to Coal Bay to go to the shop. We walked from there to Marigot and Great Bay. In those days, it wasn't no Phillipsburg. It was Great Bay Town. So we sending into Great Bay Town.
I know. Yeah.
You know, back in the day. So I have always been active, even in school, in plays, and all of those things, in church, in the choir. So I have always been. That's my nature. You know, so I can't really at this age imagine I'm a pensioner and I'm sitting home in a chair, all laying down watching TV, and this is where people become chronic, mentally depressed, because you're not doing it, you're not moving. Once you are moving, you are alive and you are moving. Everything in you are moving. Your circulation, your vision, your heart is really energized, and you're doing things to live. To live is you have to love. You have to share. That is living. You have to care. That is living. You have to reach out there. You have to let your voice be heard. Because if I'm not singing in the choir anymore, I'm here talking with you. My voice is being heard.
Yeah.
I'm living. If I go and visit a friend and I lend a helping hand, that's living. You're helping. You're doing something.
Right.
So it's all about living, loving, and also laughing.
So what you did for those months that you was away?
Well, actually, I have 3 daughters in the Netherlands, so I spent a month with each one of them because you'll get a problem.
Yeah.
You win by this one, how you spend this there and that. No. I give every man a month. During that time, of course, I was busy with my grandchildren. I have a grandbaby. He is now 10 months old. Oh, what a sweetie. Oh, he's so sweet. And then I have bigger grandchildren, 19 and 18 and 13.
They ain't sweet no more.
You see children, they change. You know, it's not now like the grandbaby, the small little baby. You lift up and you hug and you kiss. Because these bigger children, they are now teenagers, 19. I ain't gonna take a 19-year-old, 18-year-old boy go rock. He don't got no time for me. He's like, oh man, do it. And gone with their friends. You know, they have their own peers. You know, and these are things that we also have to respect. You get up, you see them, you hug them, yes, but then they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I have enjoyed it very much. I traveled while I was there because I don't like to just go and stay in the Netherlands. You know, my daughter took me all over the place and, you know, we drove. All of my daughters, they spent time with me. Each one of them treated me accordingly.
So it took you all over Europe?
Took me, yes.
Yeah.
Out to the different places in Europe and even in Holland, and I had a grand time. Because again, at my age, I'm supposed to be living, loving, and laughing and enjoying my family. Quality family time. I don't have them here with me on St. Martin. So right now, it's cheaper for me to go to them. I spent 3 months, and I have enjoyed it.
Family is important.
Family is important. We only realize how much we'll miss family when they're gone. As I miss my mother. She used to live there as well.
In Holland?
Yes. Yeah. My mother and my foster mother. And both has passed on. And I miss them very much. Each time I go, you know, you remember they were here and now they're no longer. So what I have to do as life continue, I have to enjoy my family now. Because they need to enjoy me. So I have to, you know, we have to give each other quality time. So I thank God for life, and I thank God for being able to travel and still I'm enjoying my good health. So while I can and while I'm in good health, I make sure, ask God to grant me that opportunity to really travel and spend quality time with my family. It's very important.
But how you look at St. Martin now when it looks, I'm not saying this like that, it looks like the family is not together like it used to be.
I will tell you what, all over the world, there are family issues. What we call family
I don't like that.
feud,
Miss Mashura, I promise myself, you're the first person I'm saying, when people make that general statement, I don't like it. I see politicians doing, well, all over. No, we're talking about St. Martin. How you feel about the family unit in St. Martin. You see it falling apart, you see it still tightly knit, you know, because we have to stop. The wall is there. No one does.
I get you.
But I think what the question is, St. Martin.
You just want to hear
what's going on with us.
In general.
Because we gotta deal with us before we could deal with them outside. You know what I mean? Like the pilots say, make sure you got your oxygen mask on for you, or we make it sure for us. So
the family, well, most of the time we see a lot of family issues on St. Martin, but guess what it's all about? Material stuff. The land, the house, the bank book.
Money,
land and house.
Yeah.
So there's no actual love within the family structure. It's all about the material things, and that's why it's clearly written in the Bible. You know that these things, the material things of earth shall pass away. And if you adore them, the thief gonna break in and he's gonna rob them. They will get dust and moth on them if you don't use them, because. And we have examples of that.
It's not unique though, because Simon have so many families with succession land that creates a problem that
big time.
You don't find in many other Caribbean countries.
That most of the time on St. Martin, that's the problem. Succession land. It's about land, as I mentioned. It's about land and house, and especially when the person passed away. This one ain't talking. Big fight amongst the children. Big fight because of this succession land business. And so we have to think on All these days we are seeing so many deaths and funerals, and I'm not seeing anybody going with neither the land, the house, not even a branch off of a tree that is on the land. So I am saying, what does it worth it? I think that what is important, we need to look at our soul. We have to make sure that our soul is right with the master and not focus and destroy the family structure with this whole thing about the vanity and the material things that none of us can take along with us when we leave this earth. So it is very sad to know the many broken families on St. Martin. It really hurts me. And I drive around and I look at a lot of homes, for instance, that I knew people that worked so hard, and I can remember them recalling to me, a bill in this apartment, in these apartments for my children, a bill in this house for my children. This is what I wanted. They never went nowhere. They never wear proper clothes and shoes on their foot because they were busy billing for the children. When they die, the children them fighting each other, taking each other to court, dragging each other to court. I know these situations that are happening as I speak. And I find it is so shameful because the parents have built this. They suffer themselves. They did not enjoy life. All they did was slave for the children, slave for their families, to leave an inheritance for them. And they are big enemies with each other because of that. And what happened? Nobody wanted to sign nothing. The buildings stay there. The buildings crumbling down to the ground. I look, because I know these people, and I'm like, look how these people had sweat, and look what's going on here. Just now that need a bulldozer to take it down to the ground because it becomes a health hazard. Big structures. But because of the disagreement among the children, it stays right there. So, do I want to be like that? No. I need to live and enjoy my sweat. So if I feel like at the ending of the month to go in a restaurant and sit down and order a nice steak and eat and enjoy myself with a glass of wine, I do believe that I am privileged. And that is what I would do, and that's what I does. I go to my happy hour and I enjoy my happy hour because this is what I have worked for. You get your little pension, treat yourself, because after you don't pay the bills,
But you can't. You don't have sufficient anyway.
You don't have to. So the little that you have, my dear, go and sit. And it's not only about the eating; it's about relaxing.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, Mr. Chemont, because I admire every time I go to the Netherlands and I walk down the street and I see those elderly ladies and men sitting down, sipping on a nice glass of wine.
A cup of tea.
Yeah.
The cookies.
Exactly. How come we can't do that in St. Martin, man?
And we can. And I ain't fooling you because that's what I do. I'm a black, proud, bold woman. And I feel that
Repeat
I
that
support black, proud, and bold.
No, you put it. You say I'm a
black,
proud
woman and bold.
I will use that as a promo.
And we have to appreciate ourselves because oftentimes they're like, because you're black, you can't do. You behaving like you're white. What that is to do with anything? The fact is that it's about living. It doesn't matter the color, but you have to find living life while you are alive.
Yeah.
And enjoying, because this is paradise. Enjoy what God has blessed us with.
Right.
So if it is good for the tourists, it's better for me. Because as I say, I'm from right here. So why can't I enjoy?
Exactly.
Why can't I go and sit and be served?
So you find more seniors are doing that in St. Martin today?
When they start to do it, and you see, with our program, we take them out. We Valentine's Day. We invite we have like 50 or 60 seniors on our list. We goes to the greenhouse with them, Valentine's Day, dress up, balloons flying. It's not about a couple.
Yeah.
It's about you loving
together.
You.
Yeah.
So your Valentine's is in you. So therefore, enjoy the event, enjoy the day, put on your red or whatever you want to do, but look nice and enjoy life.
It's like women are more together when it comes to that than men, I find.
But our men, you don't have to really drag them along. But in our senior group, we do have a couple of men,
Oh, okay.
and they come along.
Well, the men are all dead anyway, too.
Well, that's true.
We will live longer.
But we just have to learn to enjoy the beauty of living. And that is what I encourage people. That's why programs like this really, when one listen, you're supposed to enjoy and say, hey, that sounds like fun to me. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. So what I'm doing here is encouraging our seniors, our younger youths to really enjoy life. Some of the things that I'm enjoying now, I didn't have the opportunity to do so when I was younger and raising children.
You're too busy.
Busy with the children.
Yeah.
But as God has blessed me with life and years that I can retire, and now I can say, hey, now this that I didn't have the opportunity to do then, I'm doing it now. And I'm doing it for me. I am always happy. When I go to Holland, I goes out with my children. My children love to go with their mother because I'm fun. And they don't want to be around a dull mother.
Yeah.
So therefore, they love their mommy. Mommy, we love how you are because you look young, you behave young. I say, and they have fun with me.
So you're fun to be with.
Yeah. I love life. It's just me. I cannot be with a tight face, sitting down. Imagine I come in here and you questioning me, my face tight. That don't make no sense. Look, you're smiling. Jessica, look at your wife is laughing. I mean, this is what we're supposed to bring happiness to each other in a conversation. And the reason why we are like this, of course, we are not around a table because nowadays when you go out, everybody has a phone in their hand.
Oh yeah, that
and
take over
nobody is
everything.
communicating, and that thing really, really drives me up a wall.
I tell them when they come to my house, turn off your phone.
Please, you know. So this is what I am enjoying, and I would recommend our seniors and our adults, you know, you have life, enjoy, because life is short.
Oh yeah.
These last days, it's a lot of young people even self are dying and stuff like that. So we who are alive and we can still move, we have our mobility, walk around, enjoy life. You go to the beach or you go on a walk. We have the boardwalk there. You go on the boardwalk, you walk, you exercise. You don't need to do it by yourself, but you can always ask a friend, come along.
Enjoy yourself.
And enjoy yourself. No phones, but just have a personal conversation. A personal conversation.
Yeah.
Interact. And put a smile on each other's faces. You know, because life is wonderful. And it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
Don't worry what is going on, the negativity in the world. That will always be there. But let us take the positive out of life and the environment and put it to a good use that is going to lift our spirits. Because we need to lift our spirit. We need to enhance our spirit. Not dull, only going back and dull things. Something happened 100 years, you're talking about that because it was negative. You don't need that. If it is not going to be positive and constructive in my life, don't come to me with that. Because I'm not in bondage. I'm a free black woman. And I'm enjoying my freedom while I'm alive because I don't know what it's like after death. Nobody came back to say. So while we have that life, we are breathing the breath of life, we are supposed to encourage each other, enjoy life, and do the things that is pleasing unto God.
So I hear you're all going to have a senior group in the carnival this year coming.
Carnival? Oh, I'm not aware.
I just threw you off there.
I'm not aware.
I was just pulling your leg after I listened to you with all these beautiful things. I said, well, maybe I'm going to see you all in carnival next year.
I can't afford to lean. There's a lot of negative things that is going on this island right now, but I don't choose to dwell on it. Because again, it's not going to build me, it's not going to build you. So therefore, we even ain't going there. So if it is any talk, we keeping it uplifted, that because it's going to uplift us.
Definitely.
Because that is what we need in our mindset.
Positive mental thinking.
Vibes. Yes. Because too much of negativity, if we follow all the negativity out there,
it make you sick.
It's going to make us sick. It's going to make us depressed.
Very depressed.
And we even ain't going to look for a plate of food to eat.
The food won't even taste good when you eat it.
It will lose its taste,
Yeah.
you know, because of the negative vibes. So we don't need that negative energy. So we are sharing positive energy, and I would like to express that to the people of St. Martin. No matter what is going on around us, that may be negative, let us try to take the positive energy with us wherever we go. And whatever conversation that we are keeping, let us remain in the positive mood, because that is the only thing to keep us. And let us continue to focus on God Almighty, because He is the only one that can keep us and uphold us. For He said, stand on the solid rock. So I'm standing on the solid rock of Jesus, because it's unmovable and it is unshakable. And when you're holding on there in faith, you can never fall.
Nothing can move you.
Nothing can move you. He said, on the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. And I don't choose to stand on sinking sand.
I love it.
Amen?
Amen. You know, I love having you because you're so positive. It's great, you know. And the thing about it is that today, people the phone is taking over people's lives, especially the young people like you mentioned. It's central to them. You take away the phone from them, they kill you.
Definitely. That is their lifeline.
Yeah. It never used to be like that, you know.
Well, as the word says also, these are the signs of time.
But I hope it gets better and that people will get to put it.
But I believe it only for every person, it will get better for me and you as persons who make it better for ourselves.
Right.
Because we can only change ourselves.
Exactly.
But we cannot change the world.
Definitely. Well, Ms. Chemont, I'm just about out of time. Got to go a little early, but anything else you want to add in closing?
Well, that we are going to continue to stay focused, and I ask the people of St. Martin to keep focused and keep focused on the Rock of Ages, because that is the only person that can keep us together, God Almighty.
All right.
So be blessed, my people, and enjoy your time here on earth.
Well, Ms. Chemont, I want to thank you. Always a pleasure having you in the program, and hope to have you back sometime soon. All right?
Thank you for having me. Blessings.
All right. Miss Maria Chemont on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube. This has been Oral Gibbs Live. See you next time. Take care.